Hey everybody, welcome to Come On Sense with Dr. Bill. I've always wondered what would happen if we took students from the old days where there were just two or three grid responses in math to this new star where there's seven or eight or even more questions that are either grid or non-multiple choice. And when I checked just elementary, I noticed that only one question in third grade that was non-multiple choice or grid, one in fourth and one in fifth scored in the 70s or higher. All of them, the rest of them scored all the way down into the teens, and one question even had 8%. So what I want to do, I want to practice some of those type of questions for each grade level over the next several days. I'm going to do two third grade questions today, and then tomorrow I'll do two fourth, then two fifth, two sixth, two seventh, two eighth, two ninth. That way you can get a kind of a feel of how difficult it was for the kids. But I want to make sure that I keep my time down because most of you are still teaching for a few more days. So I'm going to keep my time down to 10 minutes or less. So when you hear my alarm go off, that means I only have 1 minute left, a 1 minute warning. The activity that I'm going to call today, because it has to do with place value, and we read from left to right, is going to be called left, right, A, left, right, B, left, right, C, and left, right, D, making sure that your students understand that in the same way that you read words and sentences, you have to read place value. So I'm going to use my place value chart to help you with that. So let's check it out and see what problem we are going to work on with you. All right, so the two that you're going to see today, I took one from my 2019 test, and it's going to be my question number 8, question number 27 uh, from the 2019 test that only got 32%. And to prepare the students for this new world where we go from everything multiple choice to an open-ended world. And as you can see, even with regular multiple choice back in 2019, it only got 32%. But the one I have here, two of the seven third grade questions were what we call multi-select, where they had to pick more than one answer. The one we'll do right afterwards is going to be number 18, uh, based on the 2021 test that only got 16% correct. And I have the reporting categories, the student expectations there, and whether they were readiness or supporting. So all of you that are taking part in the online recorded math sessions, you'll be getting a copy of this. You should already have the digital files. Some of you are going to uh, have already received the hard copies in the mail. And um, for a few of you, I'm going to certain cities around Texas. I'm trying to limit the second semester because I got so drained doing that for the reading and writing, where I was at a different city every week for like 13, 14 straight weeks. And boy, did I get burnt out. So those are what we're going to do. And so I'm going to take you right to the question. It's going to be on page 11 if you have the practice test. And as you see there, I call it left, right, left, right, left, right. I want you to notice, uh, even though we're in the new world of ABCD, you can still use some of your old tests that have FGHJ. You would just have your kids make sure that they plug in um, the letters that will correspond. And I'll show you how to do that when I move over to my place value chart. So highlighting is allowed, but you also want to have your students do labeling. Labeling is L, lined, A, art or acting out a problem, B, blank paper, E for label, and E as in the E world, the internet, and L as in log. So here we go. Which two answer choices best describe the number 8,000, and I bounced an imaginary ball on the table, a shorter bounce because the whole number is not finished, 250. Okay, and as you can see here, it's going to be multi-select, so we have to pick more than one answer. And as I mentioned earlier, two of the 7 2-point questions from the 2023 test were multi-select, so your kids kind of have to get used to that. And so I have to keep in mind those are the 4 letters, and I'll just easily convert them from FGHJ to ABCD on my actual chart. Let me show it to you. Here it is. It's my advanced mathematics chart for students in 3rd grade or higher. This is technically for 4th grade or higher, but it has place value, fractions, percents, decimals, PEMDAS down there, some key ideas like when to multiply, divide. It's got my rules, steps. It's got some clues, and I know some people forbid you to use clues or what they call shortcuts. Well, for kids who don't know this and teachers, for the last 3 years, the math scores have been the lowest. 7 out of the 10 lowest performing tests have been the math because we're forcing kids to read entire paragraphs and not use any decoding skills with words and numbers and things like that. So we are going to make sure that we apply whatever skills are possible. And as you can see here, I took a look at the 3rd grade questions, and you can see all the circles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from 3rd grade. 6, 7 of them were 2-pointers, and 2 of them were multi-select, 1 and 2. All right. So let's take a look at them. I quickly changed the FGHJ to ABCD, and then I plugged in, and you can do this on paper, and you can see I did it here, that it's 3rd grade, question 2019 on my page 11. This is them labeling, doing their lined and or blank paper e-log. For many of you, you just have your kids twist the paper 90 degrees so they can correctly put the place value. That's what we're looking for. So let's take a look and see. We want to make sure that there's 2 that match what the question says, 8,250. So letter A/F says 8,025 tens. So when I plug that in, 25 in the tens, the kids have to know that they have to move over the 25 tens means 200s and 5 tens. So I just have to move the 200 over, and you get 8,250. One of the correct answers will be letter AF. Letter B said 8,250 tens. So I'll plug it in exactly left to right, the way that I hear it, the way that I see it. And then I've got to move 50 tens means 500s and 0 tens. So when I add 5 to the hundreds, you get 700s. So 8,700 does not match. You can see that the 7 is not the same as the 2 in the hundreds, and the 0 is not the same as the 5 in the tens. Letter C/F, 8,205. It doesn't do any weirdness. It just says it like a normal number. So you can tell that the ones and the tens are switched. So we're going to eliminate this, and this is your students proving to you why the answer is correct. 8,205 is not the same thing as 8,250. Eliminate C. That means that D has to be correct. Let's find out why. It said on the test booklet, 8,251s. And again, 51s means 5 tens and 0 ones. So once you slide the 5 tens over, 5 tens plus the 0 tens that we had to start off with is 5 tens. So we end up with 8,250, which is exactly what we have there. So when we look up here, the F and A is one of the answers with my 1-minute warning. I finished just in time. And so when we plug in our DJ, not the guy who plays the music, but the letter choices, 8,000, 25, 200, and 51s is the same thing as 8,250. So those are our 2 correct answers, and that is one way to do it. Tune in to our next video where I take that question number, what was that? It's going to be question number 18 in my test, taken from one of the 2021 tests. So thank you so much for watching this video and seeing a way to use the senses to teach common sense with math. Let me know if you have any questions. Take care and God bless.